replace the brake pads on a 2013 JK Wrangler. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to remove the caliper from the carriage, flip the caliper back, pull the brakes out, clean everything up, put the new brakes in, and then just button it all up. That's basically what we're going to do. It is that simple. Got it? All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold this, the 15 millimeter, then we're going to loosen with the 13. We're going to do the same thing on the bottom. On the bottom, we're just going to loosen. We're going to remove the top one, and the caliper will fold right out. So that's how we're going to do it. It helps if you have a thinner 15 millimeter wrench. This one just makes it in here. I wish it was a little thinner. I'm going to have to do a little tap. This right here is rubber, and it slides back and forth. It allows the caliper to slide in and out, so that way the way your brakes ride. So it'll move when I tap this on here. Let's move just a little bit in order for me to get the wrench on there. So a lot of times people are a little leery about changing their brakes because you know, it is an important part of your vehicle, if not the most important part. Help you to stop. So people get a little nervous when it comes to brakes, but they are pretty simple to replace, especially. This one we're just going to loosen just a little bit. Now, the caliper is pushing on the pad. That's one pad right there, and then there's another pad on this side. So the caliper is actually pushing against it. So you need to just push the caliper just a little bit, working it off. Almost there. There we go. Look at our corrosion. Lovely corrosion. So we have our caliper just hanging loose in the back here, and then we have our pads. These are our pads. This is a pad in the front, and there's a pad in the back, and it basically squeezes the rotor and allows us to stop. So our rotors are in pretty good shape, so we don't really need to get the machine replaced. So what we're going to do is we're going to just work on removing the pads and just slide out. Pad one. So there you go. That's what the pad looks like, all worn out. And if you look at the new pad, that's 42,000 miles of braking right there. So definitely a time for them to be replaced. So then we gotta remove the one in the back. Let's go easy. All right. So if you look on this one, you see this little tab here, and if you notice, that tab is a little shiny right there, and that little shininess on that tab means that that's what my squeal was from, letting me know that my brakes were going. So these pads are shot. I'm going to clean this up a little bit before I do anything. I'm going to clean up in here. So these are little clips. There are these two little clips in here. Right here, here. There's the same thing on each side. It's alright. And these actually come out. And some brake pad replacements come with actual new clips. But we don't need to change our clips. These clips are fine. We're just gonna clean it all up and make sure everything all straightened out. Clean up the caliper. So something that you can do as well to kind of like make things run a little smoother is you can lubricate your pads before you install them. That way you don't get a lot of squeal out of them, and it just takes a little bit. You just kind of put it on the back of them. You can hopefully slide. That's it. So we're going to put if you look where it's curved this way, we're going to put the caliper, we're going to slide it right back where it came from. Alright, and then we got the other one. So we're going to slide the other caliper right back where it came from. Right back in there. Perfect. Now here's the deal. You see the caliper. The caliper is actually, the piston is pushed out. So these are now thicker than what the pads were before. So this actually has to go inside. This actually has to be forced inside. There's fluid. The hydraulic fluid goes all the way up to the master cylinder. And we have to actually force this piston back into this cylinder, so that way we can fit it over the brakes. We're going to use a C-clamp in order to press the piston back into the cylinder. What I'm going to do is, because this piece of the C-clamp is going to get stuck inside the caliper, I'm going to use the old brake pad. I'm going to stick it in front of the piston, so that way it'll kind of it'll be a flat surface that I can hold on to. And I'm just going to basically put some pressure on the caliper to draw it in. As you can see, it's going inside. I don't want to go too fast. What we want to do is we want to get that caliper all the way back inside, like that. Perfect. There it is. So now the caliper is all the way back inside the cylinder. And give it a little wipe. Clean up the caliper. The caliper is actually going to slide right over. The caliper is going to slide right over the new pads. I'm going to push this bolt in, and it'll just go right there. I'm just going to get my nut. I'm going to thread my nut into the bolt. Start getting it tightened up. Just make sure it's good and tight. So then what we'll do is we'll go back, put the tires back on, and then we're gonna lower the vehicle to the ground, start it up, slowly press that brake pedal to actually build up the pressure back in the lines, and line up, get the piston and the brake pads lined up properly on the rotor. And when the brakes are nice and stiff, we're all ready to go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually finish. We got another. We got another set of pads on the other side, and we're going to do the two fronts, and then we'll be all done. And then what we'll do is we'll come back once all four are done, and then we'll go through the process with starting the vehicle up and pumping the brakes up, so get them ready to go. And we should be all set. Levels right up there. Nice. All right, so we're at that point where we gotta kind of get all that fluid back into those cylinders for the calipers, so this is how you do it. You start up the vehicle, and you slowly pump the brakes. It's gonna go all the way to the floor. And let it up. And you keep pumping the brake until the brake is stiff. Right about there. There it is. You got brakes. So that's our brake job. All right, so another successful job. We got our brake pads in. We got our fluids all set. We got a nice pedal, nice stiff pedal, and this is a complete job. So it only took a couple of hours to do. We went slow. We didn't use any power tools because that's the way we do it here. And like we always say at Mud, Bass, and Brass, hope for the best and prepare for the worst. From Mud, Bass, and Brass, you always prepare for the worst, hope for the best. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Successful project here at Mud, Brass, and Bass. And Mud, Bass, Brass.